Hey everyone, it's Braulio Rosa with the Broward Bar Buzz, and today I have Chad Van Horn, a local pop celebrity, bankruptcy attorney extraordinaire, and overall just a super cool and nice guy. Welcome, sir.
Thanks so much for having me. Love the setup here, first off, and love what you're doing, getting the word out about different attorneys in town, different members that are doing fantastic work. So I appreciate your leadership with the bar.
Thank you. So look, you're super successful. I've been watching you for over a decade, and you're a different kind of lawyer in the sense of you're very good with your business and you understand how to market and brand. And not only that, you know how to set up processes in your business. Let us know, elaborate a little bit on how you got to that point, when you realize and how you realize, hey, I've got to do something different to run my business, because this is not just a practice, it's a business.
Yeah, for sure. And I consider myself a business owner or business person first before a lawyer, especially now we're up to 57 employees. I still have the 3 employees that started with me, which I think that's part of our superpower, is keeping that core and incredible people together. I was fortunate growing up. I always had that entrepreneurial spirit where I worked many different jobs, from paperboy, construction, restaurants, you name it. So I learned a lot throughout that. And the number one thing that's helped our growth has really been the people. You make good hires, you hold on to those good hires. If you make some bad hires, which I certainly have done that as well, you got to let them go, because it's not good for that person and certainly not good for the business to keep people that just don't fit in your business.
With your, you started off with good hires and you've built up this big business. Where are you looking to go next? Because we've talked a little bit about that.
Yeah, so during COVID, our business was actually cut in half because obviously everybody was scared. There was a lot of government money that was being pumped into the system. So legitimately, I got married February 29th, 2020. And then March, went on my honeymoon to Asia, and company's revenue was cut in half while I was gone. So that was not a good wedding present.
No.
So immediately, I didn't want to have to lay anybody off, because I love my team. So we started expanding geographically. So we expanded throughout the state of Florida, which now we serve the entire state of Florida, which we used to not. And now we're in Western Pennsylvania, where I'm from, Pittsburgh. We just opened an office there. So we're going to be serving all of Pennsylvania next. And then it looks like we're going to be going into New York after that. So we're expanding geographically. Again, we're going to do it slowly, and we're going to make sure that we get the right hires in, because especially when you have these offices in different areas, you need people that you can really trust with your practice.
Greatest baseball player out of Pittsburgh?
Roberto Clemente, obviously.
That's a cheat, but I knew he was going to say that.
Absolutely.
But if you could go back in time and give yourself advice starting this, what would you tell yourself as a young lawyer starting your business? Yeah,
and I tell young lawyers all the time. I'm still heavily involved with NSU. I'm actually going to be a professor at University of Florida, teaching bankruptcy in the spring semester.
Wow,
so I'm excited about that. Thank you. And through Big Brothers Big Sisters, I meet with people that want to become lawyers one day, and I give them the same advice. Find somebody that is successful in what you want to do and offer to carry their bag, go to court with them, whatever it is, just be around it so you can see the process that made them great. Because it's football season now. Everybody sees the guy score the touchdown. They're like, oh, he makes it look so easy. But they don't see the 5 a.m. wake up, workouts, everything that they have to do to get to the point. And that's the same thing with successful business owners, successful podcast hosts, successful lawyers. It's all the behind the scenes work that gets done. It's not just showing up in court in a nice suit and speaking to the judge. It's all the preparation that goes into that. And that's what I take as far as a business owner, I look at that. We're always looking to get better, because in the AI age that we're in, if you're not keeping up with things, you're really falling far, far behind in marketing, business processes, just across the board.
So talking about AI, you are an investor in an AI company, and I know that you're well versed in it and using it in your business. Tell us a little bit about the types of AIs that you're using in your bankruptcy practice.
Yeah, so I just got back from Silicon Valley, met with the founder of Glade.ai, which I'm an investor in that company. And obviously Silicon Valley is on another level. I mean, we're growing here in South Florida, which is fantastic. Silicon Valley, I mean, what they're thinking of doing out there is incredible. What I'm doing in my own firm, I actually have 2 full-time AI developers that I'm working with on a day-to-day basis. We just had a huge breakthrough where our AI agent or AI bot can go into our court files, court drive we call it, review all the information in there and draft motions that are ready to be filed. After an attorney reviews it, the attorney reviews it, hits a button, it files the motion, files the COS, does a proposed order. Something that would normally take about an hour, hour and a half worth of work, it's done in about 5 minutes now. It's truly incredible.
What would you tell lawyers, because you know lawyers are risk averse and tend to be very conservative on change. What would you tell lawyers who are running their own business about the AI train?
So this actually is reminiscent of when I was in law school. I remember I had a professor telling me that, don't rely on doing your research on the internet because we're not sure if the internet's going to be around in 5 years, 10 years.
Okay.
So AI is here and it's only going to get bigger. So what I would recommend is start small. And the good thing about AI is AI will teach you how to use AI. And there's a ton of courses out there as well. Just get involved. Start small. Start where you're comfortable. Start with it having. We have Google Workspace at the law firm, and we have Gemini built into our email. And I'm actually doing a demo tomorrow for the entire firm. If you send me an email, Gemini is reading through all the emails, and I can write back. I can write into Gemini, sounds good, I'll be there. And it'll write 2-paragraph email about everything, confirming everything. And it sounds like my language because it's analyzing how I've written emails in the past. It's truly incredible. So start small, and then I'm telling you, you're going to get hooked. But always be careful. You need safeguards in place. You can't get too high off of this because it's easy to do. Just let it run my practice completely, and I'll just go to the beach. It's not there yet, which is a good thing.
Yeah. How more efficient do you think you've become using artificial intelligence?
So our goal is by the end of the year to have 50% of our work to be handled by AI. And I'm talking about the heavy lifting. So we're probably at about 30%. And the good thing is we're expanding, so this isn't costing people jobs, but maybe we're not hiring at the pace that we would have had to hire at if we didn't have AI. So our goal by the end of the year is to get to 50% where AI is carrying 50% of the load, which with Glade.ai, it's incredible. We used to have 2-3 people that all they did were monitor an email inbox, download the documents, and rename them all day, every day. Now AI is doing that, and then we can reassign them to higher level tasks.
30% increase in efficiency. I am assuming that equates to a nice increase in net revenue too.
For sure. It's going to increase net revenue eventually because I'm reinvesting the money right now.
Right.
I'm not quite Amazon where I can just run at a loss for year after year after year. But we're reinvesting because I see the potential. I see where it's going. And it's about every 2 weeks we're releasing something new that is making the firm's life better, the client's life better, and my life better.
You had mentioned that you have an AI reviewer or receiver of, like when someone calls and they could interview. You were talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we're working on right now, there's an AI questionnaire. So we, until very recently, a few months ago, we're still doing a paper questionnaire we have to fill out, which everybody hates filling out these questionnaires. when you go to the doctor's office, you hate filling out forms. Everybody hates it. So now AI will go into the credit report and take all the information it can from there and put it into the questionnaire. It'll review bank statements, put all that information in, but you still have to fill out some questions. So right now, I ask the client, or one of my assistants asks the client for the other information. We're working on where your interview will actually be with an AI agent, and it'll be a voice. It'll say, okay, just want to verify your name, date of birth, how many cars do you have again, and it will verify all the information and put that information automatically into the questionnaire. I mean, that's going to be revolutionary.
Wow. Earlier, we were talking off camera about, I was having a conversation with another lawyer that's into AI, and this person had stated that he predicted that within the next couple of years, there would be AIs that are basically lawyer associates. I pushed back a little bit and said, yeah, the tech's probably going to be there, but you got to get through the Florida bar, because you're looking at some kind of machine practicing law, unlicensed law. Your opinion on that?
It's going to be the wild, wild west. And, there are going to be certain lawyers that just go completely all in. And we've seen it before that, there's some lawyers that they want to push. And then there's other lawyers that say, it's working the way that we have it today, so let's keep it that. I'm somewhere in the middle where there has to be advancement, there has to be evolution. I work with Legal Aid, I'm on the board. I think this is going to raise the floor of access to legal professionalism for legal aid across the board. I think it's really going to have some benefits, but there certainly are going to be some detriments. And I'm seeing some in the bankruptcy court, some pro se litigants that are filing just all AI things, and it's bogging down the system. So there's going to have to be some safeguards for that, because can you imagine just trying to, for lack of a better word, piss off the other side by just sending discovery at them that's nonsense discovery that's AI, but you have to respond to it, or you have to object to it, you have to do something with it. So I'm seeing some of that pop up, and I think the judges are learning on the fly as well on how do we deal with this?
I foresee another problem, and I'm interested in your opinion. These multi-billion, trillion, whatever it is, hedge fund companies out of New York, they've been pushing, I know they're into CPA world and taking over accounting firms and that sort of thing. The next push is law firms. Boy, wouldn't that be easier if they could say, we have a law firm of 200 associates, and we have Chad, who's the managing partner as the human, but we got 500 associates that are taking care of cases.
Yeah, it's scary. I have hedge funds reach out to me at least weekly, if not daily. They want me looking at deals that they're going into. And now, I'm sure you're aware, in Arizona, right? Right. They can have ownership. They can have equity.
Which is scary.
It's very scary.
Because you have certain ethical requirements that you have to adhere to as a Florida bar attorney, barred attorney. If I own the company as a non-lawyer, I don't have the same ethics. To me, it's the bottom line.
Well, and that's what hedge funds are about. Their mission is to make money, and that's truly it.
I mean, look at the medical industry. Let's just be honest with the insurance companies.
Well, going way back now to the foreclosure crisis. Yeah. So David Stern was one of the first, the foreclosure king, David Stern, not the NBA commissioner, was one of the first people that I think that did this. It's becoming more relevant now, where he opened up a separate company that went public, and it was just a processing company. So that's how you get non-lawyer ownership in a law firm is, so you have the law firm owned by lawyers, and then they have some sort of partnership agreement with a processing company. Right. And then the processing company goes public, or the hedge funds own the processing company. I've seen more and more deals like that worked out recently as well. The bar is probably looking into it, but if the Florida bar or any bar is going up against these hedge funds, I mean, it's going to be an expensive battle.
Yeah, and wouldn't they corner them? They would do what you're saying about Amazon. I can imagine they'd say, we'll take the hit for the first 5 years. We'll lose money. Mm-hmm. We'll charge low. Mm-hmm. We'll kill off all the competition.
Easy.
And then once the competition's gone, now we go, the prices go up.
Yep.
They control the market.
it's a tried and true model. So
Right.
100%. Why wouldn't they? And it is a scary thing. So I hope there's going to be protections in place as a lawyer. But again, it's a huge $1 trillion market that it's hard to avoid looking into if you're these hedge funds. And I saw there was a big Clio deal that just went down for they bought a research company, Lex Research, for $2 billion. And there's a lot of money in legal tech, and there's only going to be more moving forward.
What drove you to Squid Games? I know that was a big thing. Like, how did that happen, dude? Like, what?
So it all started
Because I don't know the story.
Yeah, so it all started. My buddy Larry, who he loves Squid Game and he loves reality shows. He's a big brother guy. He got me to watch the actual show first, Squid Game, because he's like, I think it'll relate to your practice. I was like, that's kind of weird. Let me look into it. And the show deals with what people will do if they're in debt, and truly they'll put their life on the line. And this happens daily in real life. But obviously this takes it to an extreme. And then Larry said, hey, they're doing a reality show. We should apply. So I did a 1-minute video from my office. I sent it in. Next day they gave me a call. We want you on the show.
Wow.
I thought it was a joke. I truly thought, my answer to them was, why? They're like, oh, we think you're interesting. We're not casting any other lawyers, which is weird too, because 456 people, you think a few of us would have made it in there, but I was the only lawyer. And then I met with my leadership team and I said, hey guys, I got this opportunity. What do you think? And they said, you got to do it. And then I went over, had some success, and met some of my best friends in the world that are still today. So it was a fantastic experience. So
a bit of Hollywood, but also you're really grounded locally. You're committed to legal aid and supporting legal aid.
Yep. I've been one of the top pro bono bankruptcy attorneys basically since I started. That was why I got into this, was to help people that needed the help regardless. I remember when I first started taking pro bono cases, somebody explained it to me. I wish I can give them the credit right now, that when you take a pro bono case, just because it's pro bono, they shouldn't be treated any differently. And you shouldn't expect to feel good from it, because then that's a contract, right? If you're like, oh, I'm going to feel better or I'm going to get an award from it, well, that's not truly pro bono. Pro bono is when I'm going to do something for somebody that can't afford it, won't have representation otherwise. And is it nice to get a thank you, a high five, all that? Of course. But if you're doing it for just that reason, it's still, I think, the wrong reason. But if you're still doing it, that's great. So what we did early is we just built it into the culture. If somebody comes in, especially from legal aid, they just get put in like every other client, treated like every other client. There's no special designation. This is a pro bono client. I do the consultation, and they get the same level of service from somebody that would spend thousands of dollars on our service.
It's pretty awesome. Okay, best Pittsburgh Steeler quarterback. Bradshaw, or what was this other guy?
Ben Roethlisberger. Wow. So
who's better?
Who's better? So that's tough. So Terry Bradshaw, 4 Super Bowls?
Yeah, I think with Franco Harris and all those guys, Mean Joe Green.
But I grew up watching Ben.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to have to go Ben. It's a different era. I actually met Terry when he was in town. He was speaking, and we actually had a drink together, and then while he was on stage speaking, he put in, hey, there's the best bankruptcy attorney in town. And I was like, did somebody get that on video? I want to use that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I didn't get the video of that. So actually, I'm going to go Terry, since he said that. Terry Bradshaw is the best. So Terry, if you're watching this, I need you to film that again and send that I'm the best bankruptcy attorney in town.
I love it. Well, I mean, he'd win by rings, right?
Of course. And Super Bowls. And it's hard to compare the eras, because obviously when Ben played, they were throwing the ball a lot more. And it's just a different era. But I'm just happy to be associated with Pittsburgh, and it really gave me my roots. And Steelers season's here. And Dolphin season for all the Dolphin fans out there, which is exciting.
You watch a little basketball too?
I love basketball.
All right. So LeBron or Michael Jordan.
Well, that one's easy. So Jordan's the GOAT by far for many reasons. I was fortunate where I got to see him play back in the day. I've seen LeBron, and obviously LeBron's incredible.
Yeah.
So even to be in the conversation for the greatest ever at anything, is pretty incredible. But I guess once you get to that level, then it really matters if you're one or two.
Sure.
But the way Jordan won at every level, obviously 6-0 in NBA Finals. He even played baseball for a little bit, came back, and still kept winning, which that was incredible. So I have to go MJ there. And I'm wearing Jordans right now.
You are? And
Jordan ones.
I would go with Jordan also, but I'm actually wearing LeBron.
Oh, jeez. That's funny. That's funny.
If you were going to have a biopic movie made about you, who would play you?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I've been mistaken for two actors, Jason Momoa and Bradley Cooper. So it'd be one of them. So it depends. If it's going to be like a fighting version, which that's been part of my life, I'm going Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
If it's going to be dating or some sort of love story, I'm going to go Bradley Cooper. So I've been fortunate where I've had many experiences. So it just depends what angle we're taking on the biopic. I
love it. Chad, so if someone wants to get a hold of you, how can they?
Yeah, so I'm really easy to get a hold of. We're open 6 days a week at the office. So vanhornlawgroup.com is the website. The phone number is 954-637-0000. My direct email, which I just learned from somebody yesterday that some attorneys don't have direct emails. I think that's a fantastic thing, but I haven't made it there yet. My direct email is Chad, CHAD, at C, V as in Victor, H, lawgroup.com.
I don't know. I'd want people to be able to reach me, certain people.
Yeah, well, I guess and that's how it actually came up. A Chapter 7 trustee called me, and I gave her I said, you can email me anytime. I said, was this your direct email? I said, I don't.
What other kind of email is there?
Thank you. I thought I was the only one. She's like, no, there's other attorneys that they have an assistant that curates the email for them, and it goes to the assistant first, and then the attorney. I'm like, oh, that's pretty nice actually. But I answer my emails. So
I'm a little bit that way. I have an assistant that goes through and will say, hey, you haven't answered this one you need to answer.
Well, we all need that.
Yeah. Chad, this has been super fun. I hope you come back. I want to hear more about the AI as that evolves. I know you're cutting edge on that. So thank you. And thank you for your service to the community, helping legal aid and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, Braulio. I'll come back anytime that you want. This is fun.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man.